Hello everyone, I hope you're all doing very well. For today's valued viewer request, we have from Len55. Cap, how about recreating the 1985 operation when F-14s intercepted the Egyptian airliner carrying the hijackers of the Achille Lauro cruise ship that killed disabled American Leon Klinghoffer? I mean, that as a sentence means absolutely nothing to me, but interestingly, RC knows all about this. So this is obviously a famous incident that I've somehow lost. So we've got the website here, the Aviation Geek Club. Let's read through some/most of it to get an idea of what's going on, and then we can look at a reenactment. The Achille Lauro, a 633-foot Italian luxury liner, had left Alexandria, Egypt, on the morning of 7 October 1985 after dropping off most of its 750 passengers for a bus tour of the pyramids. The ship was scheduled to meet the same passengers that evening in Port Said before continuing on to a port to visit Ashdod, Israel. Remaining on board were 100 or so passengers, most of them elderly, who had decided to skip the rigours of the tour. Also on board were Palestinian Liberation Front (PLF) terrorists in the guise of tourists armed with automatic weapons, hand grenades and explosives. They seized control of the ship prior to docking at Port Said and ordered the ship's captain at gunpoint to sail to Tartars, Syria. Again, nothing rings a bell. How have I missed this whole piece of history? In a fit of rage following refusal by the Syrian government to allow the ship to dock, the hijackers senselessly murdered 69-year-old Leon Klinghoffer, a retired Jewish American who was confined to a wheelchair. Klinghoffer's body was callously thrown overboard. Syria continued to refuse to allow the ship to dock, and another American victim was selected among the passengers. Before they would kill the second passenger, however, the terrorists received a radio message from the PLF leadership directing them to head back to Port Said. The government of Egypt and the PLF leadership ultimately agreed to freedom for the passengers and terrorists alike after the Achille Lauro docked at Port Said. Despite US objections, the terrorists had been promised safe passage, a solution acceptable to the Egyptians and Italians, partly as a result of the Achille Lauro captain's ship-to-shore communication, made with a gun at his head, that everybody is in good health. It wasn't until he personally boarded the ship that evening with the US ambassador to Egypt, Nicholas Veloit, found out about Klinghoffer's murder. He immediately demanded that the Egyptian government prosecute the sons of bitches. While this attitude was to be widely echoed in world opinion, the Egyptians claimed it was too late. The terrorists had already left the country. What had actually transpired was some clever intelligence work which indicated to the National Security Council staff that the hijackers were still in Egypt and about to be transported out on an Egypt Air 737 jetliner. Aboard Saratoga, launch the alert, Cap, was immediately sounded over the ship's loudspeaker. 2 VF-74 F-14A Tomcats and a VAW-125 Hawkeye were airborne in just 22 minutes. There was no lack of activity. Despite the pitch black nights, the Tomcats, with their running lights extinguished, made 2 hair-raising intercepts of large transports, themselves with lights out. The F-14s crept slowly from behind and aft until they had the transport silhouetted against the limited starlight. Once joined, identification of the transports could be made by shining handheld flashlights. Wow, don't know how we're going to do that. On the 4th intercept of the evening, 2 F-14s pulled up behind an airliner and radioed the markings and tail number 2843 back to the Saratoga. That was our man! The Tomcats were ordered to remain in position, keeping their lights out so the Egyptian crew and the terrorist cargo would have no idea they were under escort. 2843, this is Tiger Tail 603, over! Commander Zia radioed. You are being escorted by 2 F-14s. You are directed to proceed to and land immediately at Zigonella, Sicily, over. The Egyptian pilot was dumbfounded. Say again? Who's calling? After the order was forcefully repeated one more time, advice passed from the Saratoga for the F-14s to turn on their external lights. The Tomcat crews watched as the excited Egyptian crew and perhaps the terrorists ran to either side of the airliner to peer out of the passenger windows at the US fighters close aboard either wingtip. Startled by the proximity of the naval fighters, the nervous Egyptian pilot came on the radio. "I'm saying you are too close. I'm following your orders. Don't be too close, please." The unplanned deviation to his original flight plan, inappropriate approach charts for Signatella, a dark night with 1,000-foot Mount Etna looming just miles to the north, and 4 F-14 Tomcats on his wing, all proved unnerving to the Egyptian pilot as he attempted to land. After initially settling well below the glide slope, he decided to wave off the first pass and executed a wide go-around in the dark, with the Tomcats in tow. Everyone breathed easier when he landed successfully on the second pass. The aircraft was immediately surrounded by American troops, who were, in turn, surrounded by Italian troops. The fact that the terrorists were taken into Italian custody did little to diminish the elation aboard the Saratoga. Welcome back, valued viewers. We're on the Saratoga. Myself and RC are being scrambled. We don't know why. We are just being scrambled from the Adriatic. It looks like the F-14, that E-2 have just crashed into each other, by the way, which is interesting.
These guys don't want to load me on the catapult.
No, it's because we're waiting for this dude. We're waiting for this dude.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay,
we're a slick machine. We're a slick naval machine, RC.
They line up better. I think because we started on the catapult, maybe that screwed things up a little bit.
There goes our wingman. Go, wingman. Tiger Tail 604. Now it's time for Tiger Tail 603. Watch this. Okay, they're saying go forward. Zup! And you're in.
Right.
Neil. We're going to have to do this without AWACS. We're going to have to do it the old-fashioned way, which is fine with me.
Alright, here we go.
Yes, sir. Let's do this, S. See you later, boys. We're going to go... Well, in fact, we don't know what we're doing at this point because it's a need-to-know basis. And let's face it, we just don't need to know. Woo! Right, RC, can you please get on Magnetic 090? Climb as high as we can, as quick as we can. That's an hors d'oeuvre. Tiger Tail 603. Scrambling. Yeah, I got my flashlight. I'm so going to shine this in those Egyptian eyes and blind them. Ha 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 ha. Paladin Tomcat. Wow, a lot of circuit breakers back here. This is more complex than my car. Okay, the hostile is going to be flying about 25k, so let's keep going.
Alright.
I think I see a con, and maybe my eyes. I am...
where are you looking?
Well, I'm looking about 2 o'clock. Between 2 and 3. See something in the sky there. Oh, it's our Tomcat. Doesn't matter, it's our Tomcat.
Oh.
Duh, brain.
5,000, 26,000.
Okay, intel is coming from the ship. Intercept course 161, Angels 27. Course 161. I'm looking. Where are you, sir? Where are you?
Okay, we're at 27,000. About.
One jump. Just keep heading this way and you should appear at some point, hopefully.
Do we have any radar contact?
And radar energized. Searching. Last known position of hostile. Altitude is good. Nothing visual. Nothing on scan. Make sure we get our azimuth set to maximum. Target starboard, 3 o'clock, 3 o'clock. Moving to 4 o'clock, right pull, burners on. Keep that right turn. Keep the right turn, keep the right turn, keep the right turn, keep the right turn. Tracking him right. 20 degrees right. 10 degrees right. 5 degrees right. Should be on the nose on the horizon. Nose on the horizon. Max speed intercept. Unknown speed of target. Because you can see we have exterior lights off, valued viewers. As per protocol.
I got him blocked.
Watch for the overspeed because we're going to have it.
We don't have another 14 up here, right?
No, not in our area.
Okay.
Okay, here we go. Bring us alongside. Let me check his tail. 2, 8, 4, 3. That's the one. That's the one. Saratoga. We have our man making contact now. Egypt Air 2843. This is Tiger Tail 603. We are escorting you. Please land immediately at Sicily nearest airbase. Over. Who is this? Who is this? And what do you want? RC, turn our exterior lights on. Let's let him know that we're here. I say again, Egypt Air 2843, Tiger Tail 603. We are next to you. Please land. Okay, but you are scaring me. Please move away a little. I'll see, give him a little space. Let's follow him in and make sure he lands. Saratoga, Tiger Tail 603. Eagle is in the nest. The Eagle is in the nest. Driver, burner on. Take me back to the carrier.